Hey guys, this is Razor from Razor's Edge. We are looking at a first look, and several people probably have seen the preview for this in the Humble Bumble. This is supposed to actually go out on Steam tomorrow as an early access. It's in very alpha stage. What I want to do is go through the features that are in the game now and talk about the roadmap. So this is one developer, and basically it aims to raise the bar of city building by adding a huge amount of possibilities and removing annoying limitations. And we all know many of these city builders have many. It's a three-dimensional landscape. The goal basically is to create, become alive and believe the communities are real life and with real life problems. You're basically controlling everything. Currently, in the state it's in right now, there's 26 basic buildings. There's 3 maps to choose from. Advanced farming with crop rotation, ploughing, organic dirt, road modeling. I mean, there's quite a bit in here. So we'll talk about the roadmap here as we go, but basically I just want to show you just some of the features that are in here now. So these are some of the buildings. So you basically have to look at the basic needs, and if you click on each individual and just scroll down, they're going to tell you most of them are looking for a home. It shows you their education. You can show their path. You can follow them. But the most important thing is that they want homes. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to build a few homes out here. And in order to do that, you're also going to need production, just simple things. And there's actually a pop-up box that'll show you when the production is halted because of limitations. Now, we already have a well, so water is definitely important. In production, you've got forestry. Obviously, we're going to need lumber. And these are all under construction. You can watch them being built real time. So we can go through here and we can select trees that we want to protect or trees that we want to remove. We'll pick 3 to start. Let's go through some of the other. Food is going to be a very important thing. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to build a fish dock over here so that we've got food, we've got forestry. So if you think about things, shelter, food, and transportation, granary, a stall. I mean, these are the basic fundamentals. And there's wooden bridges. We're not going to waste resources on those right away. We've got a granary. We don't want to go too overboard. And you can rotate these around. You can get a nice panoramic view of the scenery. The graphics, I have to admit, just in this state are absolutely gorgeous. And this is just, I mean, the beginning of what he has planned. So I've actually had fun looking at this. So there you can see our queue up there, and you can already see some of the workers spinning out and unloading. You can watch these build in real time. They actually go out, gather the material, and start to build. You've got a world map, which basically shows you your city and some of your competitor or some of your trading, your connecting cities. Oops, get back out of that. Click the map again just to get rid of it. So they're going to start building those, and what we're going to do is we're going to let those get a good start, and then we'll start looking at trade and transport, cart pulling, market stalls for trading, decorations, obviously down the road. Education is work in progress. Same with health and religion. So those are all part of the roadmap, and we'll be talking about those. Actually, let's get one more thing in here. So we got shoemaker, thatchery, we got oil workshop. We're going to need a clay pit. Why do I know that? Well, because I've already been playing. And you want to kind of keep everything relatively close because everybody's on foot. They're just carting things around. So you don't want things spread out too far to begin with. Tannery is going to be important for clothing, hay drying from your fields, cow sheds, slaughterhouses. This is all stuff we're going to start thinking about. One thing I've looked for is some of the demands. You can see up here the total stored resources that we're working with right now. So a lot of games start out like that, but those are things to think about. Boat routes, obviously, those are going to be for small trading boats when we do start producing products and we can trade with nearby cities. A smithy, obviously, we're going to have to get nails and tools and things like that that are going to be required. As you can highlight them, you can see what the requirements are for each. So that's why we went rather slow. Hopefully, we didn't overdo it just with what we did, but we're going to focus on houses. Just a spin around here to show you some of this stuff. The limited, what's in here right now as far as options, we do have VSync and multi-sampling and astrophotic filtering. You can lock the frames at 30 frames a second. You can change the auto saves, and you can actually save and load anywhere within the game, which is quite nice. There's not a save point. Let's talk a little bit about the roadmap while they're building, though. So there is going to be a campaign, a story mode associated with this. Improved trading by sea, river, negotiations, discounts, and reputation. More static production and consumption as far as trade. More production chains, education, religion, and entertainment, as we said, graveyards, crime and justice, security, all the things that you would expect. Pigs, chickens, orchards. The list just goes on and on. The developer plans for a Linux port and potentially a Mac. Weather effects, improved navigation. This list is literally a mile long, and again, it's just one guy. So, and to top it off, modding support, which is probably one of the best features of any type of game like this, is being able to add mods of your own. Private businesses. I'm going to provide you a link to the website and also to his Twitter. He's very active on Twitter. I look forward to you guys engaging with him. It looks like he updates almost daily on the progress with the game. Now, whether they make the deadline on Steam tomorrow or not, I don't know. Depends on how many bugs are worked out. But let's see where we're at. So you can see the progress bar here on the forestry, which is good because we don't want to run out of trees. And you can go look and you can see that they've already gathered clay. Some of the resources here, I assume, are nails and the wood. And these are the supply tents. You can click on them. You can see the camp center. There's the mayor. Right there, you can see that he's actually pitching in. And you'll see random people. You can click on them as they go along. Now, assuming with age, the people do age and die, just like a city builder normally would. This tent, you can see that's stored in here is basic food needs and firewood. So these are things that we're going to have to start producing on our own. And these are requirements because right now these people are living in tents. So that's what you're going to expect to see in the houses. So we're going to watch. I'm going to let this thing go a little bit and start letting them build as we progress. We'll see what kind of troubles we get into. Hopefully not too many. And and we'll start talking about more about the, so we have a town hall in here as well. I assume probably it doesn't do a whole lot right now, but when we get it up, when I feel comfortable enough that I can go ahead and do that, I will. We'll go ahead and pop that in. Adding more and more sound effects. I mean, if you go look at the progress, you can see what's been done in just a short amount of time. So I have no doubt that this one individual can accomplish everything he set out to do. But again, it requires funding, as every game developer knows. So that's why I wanted to cover this game. So you can see this frame is actually going up, which is quite nice. You can watch these things being built in real time, literally joist by joist. So, I mean, it's just fantastic to watch the progress. I've never seen anything really like it. Either the building just raises magically out of the ground, or it just poofs out of nowhere when you drop it onto the ground. So here you really see the work going into the actual construction. So it's actually quite nice to see the progress happening real time as it's happening from any angle. It's just fascinating to watch. I'd almost like to just do this whole thing and go high speed, but I mean, you can literally see wall plank by plank. So as they continue on with their progress of this building right here, and you can click on it, you can actually see the laborers that are working on it and what it is. It's a house, and that's the greatest demand right now. So let's see what our wood's doing. So we have one woodcutter. He's got 100, and you can see his nails are dropping already. So we're really going to have to be concerned about that. As soon as we get this house built, I think we're going to go ahead and start with a blacksmith, just so we can start to get some of the material that we need for continued construction. Let's see how our boatyard's doing. Yeah, right now, see, you can see up there we only have 22. We have 18 adults. So not a lot of people working on anything right now. Now, as the town grows, obviously that's going to change. So right now on our boat docks, there's literally nothing going on right now. We just don't have enough people. So I'm going to pause here. I'm going to let these guys build out. We'll see how we're doing, and I'll check back in, and we'll see how well we fare, just based on what we know right now. So I'm running in high speed, which is probably pretty dangerous. There, we got a house already built. So they're happy. We got the wood going up. Might be worthy to notice or note that this is from NDDB. It was 824 out of 44,443 entries. And for those of you developers that know NDDB, that's pretty good. So that means that there were a lot of people, a lot of feedback. If you understand how NDDB works, that's a pretty good score. So for you developers, I know that means something. For maybe some of you that follow indie developers, you probably understand that as well. If you don't, you might want to go check out NDDB and see just how they do their interaction in their voting system, because it's actually quite nice for developers. So we'll keep an eye on these guys. I'm letting it go in high speed just so I can get things sped up. And so far, let's see, we've got some stalled. They can't find wood. So let's go ahead and flag some more trees for removed. Now, I don't know if there's a range that he can go. Usually with reticle, he says he can't find wood anywhere. Usually you get a radius or circumference of what he can reach, if you've seen other type of games like this. So we're just going to go ahead and flag the trees that we don't have. close to that shop. If we have to, we'll tear it down. We really don't want to. And it's also not finished. So we have run out of wood. And yeah, that building is unfinished. So hopefully they will cut some wood down, or we may have to start over. And as you can see, they've already filled the house, and the wealth is going up. They're unemployed because we haven't really built or finished any businesses yet. So I see people sitting around. That leads me to believe that we probably should have got a stockpile of wood first. So I'm going to watch this for a while, see if I don't see any progress. If not, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do that first, because that seems to be what stalls out either clay and wood on any project. So we'll check back in. So in fact, we did run out of wood. So we're going to change our tactics a little bit. We're going to start a new game. It's just that simple. I just click new game. And we're going to go to production, and we're going to go straight off the bat with a forestry. You can't build it where there are trees. So obviously that's as close as we can get. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to flag these as remove. And hopefully, and I don't know if we can highlight, no, not yet. It'd be nice if I could highlight all those trees in one shot and just say remove. But we're going to build that first before we build anything, because they do have tents. It's not like they don't have some shelter. And they do have, you know, a little bit of, where's the building there? Right here, supply. So they do have some nails. I don't see any food anywhere except for what they have in their tent. So probably go for a food source next. So we'll watch this one in high speed. Let's see if we fare a little better. We'll watch the progress here as we go. Wow, it's a big building. All right, so we got our boat finished and our fisherman's out there fishing. So we've got a supply of fish. They should be building one more boat. I'd like to be able to halt that, because I think we need maybe not so much the wood, but we definitely need, we're going to have to drop some labor somewhere. I think we might drop one of these. Alright, let's see. Wonder what happened there. There. Right, if I right click, it fires him. We don't really need, actually we don't need any boat makers now. We have the one. And we only need the one fisherman. So that maybe will give us the labor we need for the smith. Let's speed it back up. There we go. Now we got some labor. I'm anxious to see what kind of queues we have in here as far as what options we have, or if it's all automatic right now. And let's check on our fish production. Looks like he's stored 0.2 fish. Let's see if we see fish now in our... We do not. So hopefully that's what shows up. Their wealth is going up because they are employed. And it looks like we continue to grow. And our resources are dwindling. Let's see. Iron, fish, nails, 10. We stalled. Oh, clay. That's not too bad. We can drop that in pretty easy. It's just a clay pit. We'll put it right there. There we go. I was afraid it was going to say nails, and I was freak out. Alright, so we're continuing on. You can see the clay buckets there. Looks like they got 56 nails. I think that's all they needed. And I honestly, I don't think we need this second guy right now because we are creating thatch. We can get more laborers going here. All right. Looks like he's cooking along. If this is successful, I like to keep these videos short. And you can actually, if you go to Humble Bumble, you can actually grab a copy of this and play around with the preview, and it will be out tomorrow. Potentially. There we go. What do we have here? Let's hire a worker. Okay, so right now he only makes nails, and that's fine because that's really all we're required. I'm sure that's going to increase as the game develops. You'll have tools and whatnot, but this is pretty good for an Alpha 1. I don't know about you guys, but NDDB seemed to think so. And so do I. And I'm looking forward to that roadmap because those are some things that I definitely look for. And quite frankly, some of these graphics, as far as progress of building, I've never seen before. So I don't see anybody complaining. If I click on each person, now I'm sure eventually they'll have complaints and wants and needs, revolts. I've had it with you. Yeah, even one employee. We're still low on thatch there. And we're getting a surplus of nails, so with the tar pit, everything up, I think we can start building some houses at this point. I think we've gotten where we need to be. Maybe some alternative food production. Let's see what some of these require for a granary. That's just for food storage. Yeah, go back to our production here. If I were, let's see, cowshed farm. With a farm, you know you're going to probably need a slaughterhouse. Let's see. We're producing everything we were required. Mill for flour. I'm not sure which of these actually make wheat. Let's try the farm. Wow, that's big. That is big. It's got to be on level terrain, too. Let's see here. Let's take a look at that. Well, I think we're doing pretty doggone good for our first attempt. Actually, my second. First one doesn't count because it actually failed. So you can see here they're waiting on the clay. There comes the clay. And the wood. How we doing? We're great. I think we were pretty smart to have 2 workers over there. And definitely to drop what we did as far as labors go. See what comes out of that farm. Because I don't think the fish is going to get it by itself. I'm going to start building houses and really make these people happy. So far, so good. I don't see any stalls. Definitely want to take it step by step, as any of these sims. You don't want to overproduce. You're going to run into all kinds of trouble. Just got to figure out what you have to start. Now, I assume there's going to be various difficulty modes with this. I'm curious about the storyline with the campaign. That should be interesting. Still doing good there. I just want to see what that farm kicks out. And then what we need after we have it up. I really like how that goes up piece by piece. There we go. Alright, so we can assign a field. And looks like we can just patch it out here. Let's see here. I click away. Okay, maybe I try a corner down here. I have not played with that at all. Oh, it's out here. Okay. Alright, so we can do that. Too small. Golly, how long you gotta be? Oh, there we go. Max output. Alright. Farm. Add. And it looks like wheat. Oh, we can do wheat, sunflower, potatoes, hemp. We'll start out with wheat. We can activate. Yeah. We got 1 worker. So we can do wheat. And then with wheat, obviously, we're probably going to need a mill. Somewhere close, relatively close to our farm. And what else would we need with wheat? Baker? Might not be in yet. Tannery, weaver, yeah, I don't see anything in there. Okay. I really like that. And we can shows the nutrients for each. There we go. Let's hire a worker in there. Still haven't seen him plant anything. We do have it active. We need a manager. Who's tapping? Or Smith? Oh, we got Seasons. Uh-oh. They all moved out. No homes. Well, there you have it. So, as you can see, if you don't get a home up, you're going to lose people. So that's pretty interesting. Now I've got some challenges of my own. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this this preview. Again, we've been looking at Ostriv, and I'll post the Twitter account and the web page. And feel free to drop in and tell him some feedback on what you saw here at Razor's Edge. And as always, it's been a pleasure, and thank you for watching the video. Until next time, this is Razor, and I'll see you when I see you.